I had missed making my camera videos, and I have quite a few antique cameras, so I thought I'd go ahead, and someone reminded me that I do make videos about cameras sometimes. So this is a Zeiss Ikon Bob, and I have the original leather case for it with the little lock. It's in pretty good shape. The leather inside of it, sort of a bluish color there. And one of the straps, this is, there would be a longer strap on here, but it's missing, so it's just like the carrying strap. But the leather's in pretty good shape. It's still supple, it's not dry rotted. So pliable. I have treated it a little bit, so, and this is the Bob 510 2 model. And I believe, let's see, I always get my dates mixed up. It came out in 1936, so this is the Bob. Here we have a tripod mount, we have a little foot to drop it down, we have a leather handle here, we have the Zeiss Ikon logo there, the film winding mechanism with the arrow. You can see the arrow says to go clockwise, which is a nice reminder. We have another tripod mount there if you want to mount it landscape-wise. Here we have the Zeiss Ikon logo there. We have the little window for the 120mm film, so you can see what number it's on. Sometimes it's kind of hard to see, you really have to pay attention. And the little window is just there. It doesn't hurt. If you look at it, it doesn't really hurt. It's just for really bright situations. And we have the sort of framing viewfinder here, which is just a little pop-up. It shows you what you're going for when you're framing on the landscape mode. And then here, you push the button here to pull this down. And the inside is actually it's in pretty good shape. The bellows are in really good shape. I've looked, they're not letting any light in here. Here's the Zeiss Ikon again, logo there. They put it everywhere. So here's the viewfinder here, which is to give you a rough estimate. So you can see what's going on there. It's a cool optical thing, and you can tilt it if you're doing landscape. And this works again with this just to help frame. You can just turn it there. It's a cool little lens thing. And this one, the specs, it takes 120mm roll. It has a Gauthier lens, leaf shutter. Speeds go to 1/25 of a second, 1/75 of a second. The lens is a 1 to 7.7, 10.5 centimeter lens, and it weighs 580 grams. So if you look here, let's see, get a good shot of it. Here on the surface, we have the shutter speed here. It goes 7.7, 11, there's a red mark, which I guess is to help you for average settings. And then there's 16 and 22 aperture. Here we have shutter speed. We have T, B, 75 and 25, so 75th of a second, 25th of a second. We have the little hole there for the shutter release, so you can screw it in. And then here is the mount it's in meters. So there's 2 meters, 2.5 meters, and you line up this little blade here. You line up the little blade here with the white line. And mine, some of the numbers have sort of rubbed off a little bit. And then there's the red one, and then 15, and then infinity. It stops at infinity when you turn it all the way to the, see if you're facing it, turn it all the way to the right. So then those are the only adjustments you can make. In the back, there's a little switch at the top, a little arrow, which opens the back. And if you look in the back, it says Zeiss Ikon film, the plate, 9 by 6 centimeter, 2 1/4 by 3 1/4 inches, B2, and someone put a sticker in there. It says 120 film, and then there's a Zeiss Ikon film sticker. And what you would do is you would put these there's a little springy thing, and this one, I can pull this one out. So here's one that's been used, and usually with 120 millimeter you save the last spool, and this one is a plastic spool. So since we're going to be turning it up this way, we would want the return up here. There, make sure it fits in there, make sure it turns freely. There's the slot, and we would load the new film down here. Push it in, and then we would return it clockwise. The inside looks pretty good. Let me go ahead and, you can see the shutter fires. It still works pretty well. There's a lovely sort of design here on the inside. Not sure if what it does. There is no foam. The metal actually sort of fits in a groove, so it sort of shuts out the light. Here is the little shutter release. You would just push it down and let it do its thing. Of course, with the manual, you screw it in and you just push the little stopper down. One way to test to see if it has any light leaks is to use a nice flashlight and shine it in a dark room. Shine it behind the bellows and see if it leaks any light. But I've checked this one; that seems to be fine. So this one, it appears to be a working model. The shutters don't stick. They seem to do a decent job. But I have not taken any film with this. Let me collapse this. Sometimes you have to push on the sides to help it. You don't want to force it ever. And it folds up so nicely. There, put the little thing down. And I'll put it back in here. So this is from 1936, so it's going on 90 years. And it's still in pretty good shape, seems to be in working order. But Zeiss Ikon, I do like my German cameras, made in Germany in the 30s. I think I bought it on eBay, not for much, maybe $35. And then I put my little label on it, which kind of helps me keep track of them. Anyway, thanks for watching.